What's a telltale sign two people are having a secret S3 sexual relationship with each other? From personal experience, was hooking up with a coworker and she'd bring her dog into the office. Her dog started sitting under my desk every day and we were exposed. The two of them consistently being the last ones left at the group hangout, especially if one of them is hosting. Awkward avoidance of each other. If you know them before it, they'll stop flirting as much as they had been prior to it. They make sure they don't leave a place together but linger around long enough to know when the other is leaving. They look at each other when something funny or bad happens. Sometimes you can tell by the way they casually, appropriately, touch each other in public. Certain things are awkward until you cross that line. They act weird all of a sudden when things that should be considered normal happen, like friends acting playful, but they suddenly stop because they realize it might be taken the wrong way, when in reality it wouldn't. They are only fearing such as they know things are indeed the wrong way. They start using each other's speech mannerisms. Like one of them always replies to something you say to them with, "Is that right?" And then you hear your wife saying it all the time after you get back from a week-long work trip. Edit for everyone saying they do this all the time. Yes, it is common and I also do it. It's just the way I keyed into the affair. Both can be true. Peace. OP is going through some S***. I work in HR and someone dropped an anonymous tip once that a member of senior management was sleeping with a female subordinate. So it gave me access to their emails. And I swear to God, the moment I read, "I can still smell you on my fingers," I immediately wanted to quit HR. When your SO brings someone up way too much in the beginning, then mysteriously stops talking about them at all, even when the situation potentially calls for it. Wife, we got a new guy at work. I have to start training him tomorrow. Next day, I started training the new guy today. His name is Kevin. Kevin's actually pretty funny. You'd like Kevin. Kevin has the same sense of humor as us. Next week, they sent me and Kevin to the other branch today. They gave us the company card for lunch, so we went to a nice place. Kevin took forever deciding what to get. Kevin said he didn't recognize most of the items, so I had to order for Kevin. Next month, they're sending me to Miami this weekend to meet with a prospective client. Husband, oh, that's nice. Is Kevin going too? Wife, who? I've caught people because they didn't follow one another on social media to try to avoid suspicion. But they both posted that they were at the same place and similar photos. And despite not posting about one another, it was obvious. They didn't know what the other was posting because they didn't follow one another, LMFAO, which ultimately lead to the downfall of their discretion. The little conversational clues, like when two people glance knowingly at each other frequently, or have friendly little side whispers because they have their own thing going on apart from the group, and they hover near each other to be physically close. All those little examples of intimacy that is only between them. A married ex-friend of mine once started showing up with a woman and acting like that. I could tell they were banging, and I couldn't believe he wasn't trying harder to conceal it. Turns out, the poor woman had no idea he was married, and was unaware that everyone else did know. It was later traumatizing to her to realize she had been seen as a mistress, when she was the only person who didn't know what was really happening. She's now a friend of mine. He is not. It's definitely the awkward avoidance of one another for no reason. When I was a supervisor, two of my employees were secretly dating, and being as young as they were, 19, 20 years old, they didn't have the ability to hide their feelings without avoiding each other as if they hated one another. I figured it out on day one. Hilariously cute. Edit. When they finally told me, I told them I already knew. They were flabbergasted that I figured it out. It wasn't that hard. When y'all make googly eyes at one another across the store or try to surreptitiously touch hands at the till, I'm gonna notice. Had coworkers at a local mom and pop a few years back that would hold hands at work, but let go as soon as someone else walked in the room. It was the unspoken secret of the store, and the owner told us in no uncertain terms that we were never to discuss it. They were very much married to other people, and from what I could see, their respective spouses had no idea about it. Even at company parties, they didn't even make eye contact. At work, though, it was almost like it was their first crush. They were both extremely nice people, just apparently not to their spouses. I walked in on them sleeping together at the store one night after close, and a couple of days later I was summarily fired.
Edit. A few people have said that they would have told their spouses, but it was the owner who fired me, not them. Plus, I really didn't have a way of contacting their spouses anyway.
They accidentally send a company-wide email sharing a picture from their vacation together in Sandals, Jamaica. A bunch of us used to hang out on a TeamSpeak server to play games. One day we were chatting when the server admin just blurted out, "So, guy and girl, you two have the same IP address today. UF ********ing."